Let us begin with the questions now. We discussed about the brief synopsis about the topic. So let me start with the questions now. So first question I will go for. You can see there the PDF what you have received. You can go through the questions. You measure two quantities. Okay, is given. Question number 1. You measure two quantities. A equal to 0.8 plus or minus 0.2. What is that? Meter. Next, physical quantity B also it is mentioned along with its error 0.2 plus or minus 0.1 meter. We should report correct value of A by B in the sense their ratio. That means A by B correct ratio is equal to what? That is a question now. So now what we do? We just directly take what? First let me take X equal to A by B. What is A? 0.8. What is B? 0.2. What is the answer? 4. Yes, done. But the question actually includes what? The error itself. So error also it is there. So delta X, what is that? We know delta X by X equal to delta A by A plus delta B by, capital A I will take, B by B. Or you can write, we require only delta X, right? Delta X equal to what? X into delta A by A. Like this also you can write down, am I right? Delta B by B. So let us substitute the values here. What are the values which has to be substituted here? X value you know already, that is how much? 4. So it is 4 into delta A is how much? Delta A is 0.2 divided by A 0.8 plus delta B 0.1 divided by 0.2. So by substituting, what you can understand from this is you will be getting around how much you know? That is 3. Check the answer, calculate. Easy steps these are. So finally what we can say, therefore X plus or minus delta X equal to, what is that? Answer is 4 plus or minus 3. Correct? So that means along with the error we have mentioned. So 4 plus or minus 3, option is B. So let us go for the question number 2. Hope this is clear. Have a look properly. So question number 2. What is the question? Let me go through now. Question number 2 is all about, yes, ratios they are mentioned. In the sense y equal to ratio of A power 4 B power 2 divided by C D power 4 whole power 1 by 3. Okay. Of course, A, B, C, their percentage of error is given. A percentage of error is 2%, B percentage of error is 3%, C percentage of error is 4%, and D percentage of error is 5%. These are the given datas. Next, what else they have given? The error in Y will be, that means entire Y you have to find out. So according to formula like previously I have discussed in brief synopsis, yes, what is that? 4 into what is the percentage? Delta A by A into 100% is given here. Yes, correct. Next, plus 2 into 3 plus whole power 1 by 3 into, how much is that? C means 4 plus, what is this? D power 4 is there, correct? So 4 by 3 into 5. So finally what is the answer you are supposed to get? Yes, you have to calculate that. Okay, so once you calculate, your answer will be 22%. Do the calculation, simple calculation, 22%. Okay. Check the answer. So option is D. So let us go for the next question. Question number is 3. Second question is over. Next question. That is question number 3. The least count of stopwatch is 0.1 second. Least count of stopwatch is 0.1 second is given. Time of 50 oscillation of the pendulum found to be 50 seconds. So time period will be how much? 50 seconds for 50 oscillation. That means time period should be how much? 1 second. Directly we can understand from this, correct? The percentage error in the time period, that means delta t equal to how much? So this is what the given data is in the question. Okay, so I think, hope you understood the given data here. So question number 3, let us see how to solve this. So delta t means what? Error, right? So error in what? Error in the time period. So what they have given? They have mentioned least count. How much is the least count? Yes, 0.1. So what I do? Delta t is nothing but equal to least count is how much? That means least error which is possible. How much? Least measurement 0.1 divided by what is the total oscillations which are possible here? That means 50 oscillation in how much second? 50 seconds, right? So I will take 50 oscillation. That means 0.002 seconds you will get as what? As the delta t value. What they are asking in the question, the percentage, okay, error in the time period they are asking. So percentage error means how to calculate? Percentage error is given by delta t divided by t into 100% equal to how much? 0.002 divided by 1 into 100. So what is the answer? 0.2%. Which is the option? Option 3. Hope you understood this. Have a look. Next question. Question number 4. Question number 4 says, a wire of length L, it is mentioned, length L equal to 6 plus or minus 0.06 centimeter and radius R equal to 0.5 plus or minus 0.005 centimeter, has mass also mentioned there, has mass m equal to 0.3 plus or minus 0.003 gram. Maximum error in the density, that means delta rho equal to how much they are asking. So we know the basic formula for density equal to mass by volume, correct? Volume what they have given, whether it is a geometrical shape is there here? Yes, of course. Length and radius of a wire is given, that means cylindrical kind of shape. That means pi r square L I can take, right? So how to substitute now? Delta rho. How to find out delta rho? Delta rho by rho equal to, yes, next, what else? Delta m by m plus 2 delta r by r plus delta L by L, right? I have just used the basic formula which we discussed in the basic, synopsis. Formula I have mentioned. So next, when you substitute, what we are supposed to substitute here? individual things directly. L. M, how much is that? 0.005 divided by 0.5 plus 2 into delta R is how much? R is 0.5, right? So M is how much? Here it is 0.003 divided by 0.3 plus 2 into what is R error? 0.005 divided by 0.5 plus what else remaining here? L value, that means 0.06 divided by 6 itself, just 6. So finally you are supposed to get the answer 0.04. So therefore delta rho equal to percentage error in the percentage error, right? 100%. Delta rho by rho, it's 100%. That is nothing but 100 into 0.04. Answer is 4%. Correct? Just check the substitution. Hope you also are going to get the same answer. Fine. Next, let us continue. Next question which I am going to discuss is question number 5. Question number 5 says it's all about significant figure and rounding off, because it's a theoretical kind of thing. It doesn't deal with any formulas. That is why I didn't discuss here. It is just theory. Once you learn that, it will be very clear how to round off, how to find out the significant figures, which is the most significant figure, which is the least significant figure. Okay. The table what I have given, when we discuss in class, always remember that. You can recheck that once again in order to keep in shortcut method, okay, regarding significant figures. So there are some numbers which are given. Sum of 42.31. Next, I will just add up, okay, directly. Plus 0.0621 plus 512.4 plus 2.57. Its answer is, in proper significant figure it is mentioned. So your answer should be 557.3421. But as it is addition, in addition, when you write the ultimate sum or the final answer, it should maintain least decimal place concept. That means such which is actually having least decimal place here, that is 512.4, this one. So answer should be written 557.3. Whether it is possible to round off? No. So this is the answer. That is all about which one? Question number 5. Hope you can understand this. You remember this, right? Let us go for the next one. Side of a rectangle R. So length and breadth is mentioned here. Okay, I will do it here itself. Length is given. Let us take L is equal to 6.01 meter. And breadth is given 12 meter. Okay, fine. Taking significant figures into account, the area of rectangle is, we know area equal to length into breadth, right? When you multiply these two answer, that means parameters or quantities, you are supposed to get 72.12 centimeter square. Okay. Once you get this, you are supposed to deal with what? In product or division also, least significant figure out of given data, so you have to search. Which is that here? That is 12. Correct? So answer should be what? 72 centimeter square is the correct answer. You have to finish up the answer with what? With the least significant figures out of the given, okay, values which are supposed to get multiplied or divided. That's a rule you have to follow. But in addition and subtraction, what you are supposed to follow? That is addition, subtraction. That means I have written here least decimal place. Fine then. Next question, let me read. And the question is question number 6. Okay. Question number 6 over. So 7. Question number 7. So question is, what is the number of significant figure in given 4.052 plus 2.0220, along with that's power also given. Always remember, power doesn't matter when it is raised. Always significant figure remains one and the same, though you have raised the number into different manner or scales. So here when you add up, once you add, you have to get the answer somewhere around 7th question, no? So answer should be okay, you just add up the question and finally you are supposed to find out what? The number of significant figure. But remember, in addition, what is there? In addition, we have to follow. The final answer should be having the least significant figure. Right now we don't want the answer. We require what? Final answer, significant figure. Which is actually, these two are having least significant figures here. That is, how many least significant figures are there? That means 4. Next, question number 8. So question number 8, what is it all about? So question number 8 is, the volume of a cube is 1.36 centimeter cube. So volume of a cube is given 1.36 centimeter cube. Total volume of 20 such cubes. One volume, okay. That means total volume, what you are going to do? You are going to add this volume. How many times? You are just adding this 50 times. Always remember, whenever it comes to the matter of significant figures, all this when you deal with, if you think that okay, I'll just multiply and I'll finish off, the real meaning of this one is, if a cube is actually having this much of volume and such volume of individual cube, what will be the total volume of such 50 means? You're going to just add one by one, like how you do in, you might be remembering, finding out the area of a lamina in lab, okay, while doing screw gauge experiment. You have used the centimeter scale graph and you found out that, correct? That means you individually add small boxes there. Similar way here also. So what you gonna do here is, that means 50 times you're going to add this. So adding 50 times, and directly you can multiply once, but while writing you should be very careful here. Once you multiply this, of course you will get what? You will be getting V equal to 1.36 into 50. The answer should be somewhere around, that is 68.00 centimeter cube, okay. Fine. But when you add this, how many times you are actually adding? 50 times you are going to add this. So once you do that, you should be representing this particular answer, okay, in which form? With the least significant figure. So adding 1.36 50 times means, of course, what is the answer? Answer should be 68.00 is final answer. but how many number of significant figures are there? 3 significant figures. So we can say 68.0 centimeter cube. Least decimal place, you see, is, yes, of course, what is that? Yeah, that is 68.0 centimeter cube we got. Though we have multiplied, its meaning is like we are going to just add that how many times? 50 times. So it has to be maintained with the least decimal place. Fine. Next question. Volume of a cube is, yes, of course, it's over. Number of significant figure in, that means question number 9. Number of significant figures in 0.06900 is. Number of significant figure, this is not significant. 1, 2, 3, 4. So answer is what? 4. Question number 10. Numbers 2.745 and 2.735 on rounding off to 3 significant figure. So rounding off to 3 significant figure, here 3. This is even number. After 5 there is no number is there. Actually what is that? Preceded by no number, right? That is why no rounding off. In the sense when you round off there is no increment. In the sense 2.74. This number. What about this number? So 2 point, when you round off, odd number. So answer is 2.74 and 2.74. Hope you remember the rule of this. Okay. So next, question number 11. Question number 11 is area under velocity time graph of a particle starting from rest is given. I'll do it here. Particle starting from rest, initial velocity 0, traveling with uniform acceleration for 10 seconds. That means t equal to 10 seconds is 1000 square meter. That means distance traveled is given, 100 square meter. Uniform acceleration. Okay. Traveling with uniform acceleration of 4. So uniform acceleration it is given. EA equal to how much you are supposed to find out. So let me just, starting from rest, no, that's why S equal to ut plus ut means directly I can write ut, 0 into t, 0. So half into a into t square, correct? Basic formula I have substituted. So what is this? So this is 100 into half into a into time 10 square. So finally what you can understand is a is equal to, I will write here, 2 meter per second square. So area under VT graph means it's distance traveled or displacement. Though it is square meter it is given, means no need to get panic here. Always remember it's just about one dimensional motion concept, where you will be discussing about unidirectional motion. Basic formulas you will be substituting. That means irrespective of, you don't depend on which one, what and all, angle with which and all, it is actually projected because it is actually there in the motion in 2 dimension. Next, let us go for question number 12. An object is dropped from rest. Its velocity changes in the following form. Object drop from rest, it is not VT graph, it is velocity versus distance. Object drop from the, what is that? A particular height means just to drop, correct? That means initially 0 velocity will be there. Thereafter it has to increase, correct? Because if an object is dropped from certain height like this, V will be much greater than U, because U is equal to 0, right? Of course. That means it goes on increasing, right? That is a basic thing we can understand. So out of this graph, along with the distance, velocity has to go on increasing. From initial stop, that means whether it remains constant, of course, it doesn't remain constant. First graph looks like g equal to 9.8 looks almost similar, but remember it is not VT graph, it is distance as well as velocity graph. So right answer should be like this. Parabolically, it has to vary, it has to increase. Just check. Okay, this is V into X graph. VT graph means, of course, just by dealing with the slope you can understand which is the correct graph, but it is not slope graph, it is just regarding velocity and distance. So be careful while solving this kind of numericals. Okay, try solving more number of graphs from this motion in one dimensional concept. Okay, fine. Question number 13. Question number 13 is all about the relation between time t and distance. Okay, I will erase this. May require more space, that's why. So question number 13. Relation between time t and distance x is t equal to ax square plus bx. A and b are constant. The acceleration is, we are supposed to find out a equal to how much. Okay, you can see the given data. So that is what it is mentioned. So what I do is, in order to find out the acceleration, right now given data is in terms of time. So I'll just try differentiating it. D of t divided by dt will be equal to what now? So a means constant, okay. D of x square divided by dx, correct. Plus b into d of x, dt divided by dt. So now left hand side differentiation of the same physical quantity. So 1 equal to 2ax, correct. Thereafter dx by dt means velocity, correct. Thereafter b into v. This is what we get. So 1 equal to 2ax plus b into v. This is what we get. Am I right? So how we can write from this? A equal to what? A equal to, okay, I don't want directly writing A is not required. You can go for one more step here. So what I do is, I will just differentiate, because right now we have some terms of v we are having. So v I will take. V equal to what now? That is 1 by 2ax plus b, okay, like this. Differentiate this one. That means dv by dx means what? We know acceleration equal to dv by dx. Right now we are having, so differentiate this one. So what we get here? Differentiation of 1 by 2ax plus b divided by dt. So differentiation of that number. Yes, you are good in differentiation because you have learned that. So the answer will be minus 2a. So that will be how much? Into dx by dt, correct? Just check, okay? Thereafter it will be like 2ax plus b whole square. Product rule you are following. Then of course you know what is 2ax plus b means. That is equal to the velocity. So finally you can write acceleration a equal to, what is that? Just check. It is 2a into v divided by 1 by v square equal to, v square can be taken to numerator, 2v cube. See, just differentiation I have used. Means the given data is insufficient. That is why I have used what the basic difference